Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
What up? Big Kirk 916, getting down fresh out Prison Talk. And you know, we don't like to glorize prison over here. We like to give more of a perspective that you don't want to go there. It's a horrible place. It's nothing that should be promoted or a rite of passage in any young man's life. Well, I want to put a voice out for Rikers Island, man. And what's going on out there right now? I just came across a news article, January 13th, 2022, and Insider.com, and it says correction officers at NYC's largest jail deferred to a gang leader who was allowed designer sneakers, bins of food, and more comfortable bed in the cell, former inmate says. And then it says correction officers at Rikers Island allowed an inmate to take control, a former detainee alleged. And then it says video obtained by the Times shows an alleged fight night and officers failing to intervene. And apparently they said there was something, let me see if I can get the rest of the article, but I think there's something about a food strike going on there right now. They're saying right now that, let me see if I can find it about a food strike, but I believe there's actually a food strike also going down right now in Rikers Island. But, you know, Rikers Island, it's just, you know, it's a horrible place. It's a place that, you don't want to go to. It's nothing that you want to see in your lifetime if you can avoid it. And they said right now there's a hunger strike over the horrid conditions and lack of basic service. They said around 200 inmates are participating in the strike at the island. Escalation of longstanding issues within the troubled city jail system. And you know, I'm speaking on this because it's just, it's sad. And, you know, people say, oh, well, you're in prison, you're in jail, you should be punished. Yeah, okay, you're in jail for committing a crime. I understand that. But there still are certain things that should be accessed. As far as if you're in jail, you shouldn't be violated. You shouldn't have to participate in, you know, inmate stage fights, you know, where they're allowing these guys to get down in prison, and it's entertainment, you know. It's just, bro, it's wrong and it's not right, man. It's the same prison where Jay-Z did the documentary about the young man that went in there and essentially, you know, committed suicide after he got out. I'm not sure of the exact name. I'm gonna look it up for you guys real quick. Rikers Island, Jay-Z documentary. Here it is right here. Yeah, the documentary was about the young man who went to Rikers Island and essentially let me see. Kalief Browder went in there under horrendous conditions, got jumped by other inmates, you know, and he got picked up on some bullshit to begin with. They tried to make him confess to some charges he had nothing to do with. He's walking on his way home, and they just picked him up and charged him, man, and just held him. You know, this guy was held and didn't have access to any type of, you know, family family contact, and was just abused up in there, and then eventually, got released and then committed suicide shortly after. But it's just sad, man. What you go through in there, as far as there are a lot of people who aren't in there for anything crazy and maybe got caught up. And even though there are people up in there that are crazy, you shouldn't have to deal with those people. And that's why the COs are up in there. What are they in there for if they're not going to do their job protecting the inmates that are up in there trying to get back home to their families? You commit a crime, you did some wrong, maybe sold some drugs. I'm not talking about the people who committed rape or hurt a little kid or old person. I'm talking about people in there who had non-violent crimes, and they're just, they got caught up or DUI or anything, and now they're trying to get back out. I mean, dude, nobody really wants to address those. And people say, hey, it is what it is, but it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right, man, to be entertained, for somebody else at the expense of these people as far as their lives. And I know these fights and stuff go on because I had a homie that was involved in some of these fights in the feds, where the police would send a couple dudes up in the rec yard with him to see if he can really handle his business like they had heard. So this shit is real, man. And Rikers Island, man, like I said, it's infamous, and it's not somewhere that I would say that a young person would want to go and be a part of that culture. And I know that there's a lot of individuals who have a more, direct insight on that particular place, and we would love to interview you on our channel just so you can, get the word out there, man. But hey, I just wanted to give you guys a voice because there are men in there who are dealing with some really horrendous conditions, and people have lost their life in there, and it doesn't make it right because they're in there doing time, and it doesn't mean that they should be punished in that way because they're in Rikers. And that's just one of many jails and prisons across the country that have horrible conditions, and the opportunity to try to make yourself better is very hard, man. It's hard to try to claw your way up out of that type of circumstance when everything around you is just violent, and you got to be violent to survive. You got to turn into a savage. So, yeah, man. I know about those hunger strikes. We actually did a sit-in at the prison I was at because the food had got so bad and everybody refused to come out the cell. And man, when they start kicking on them doors, talking about we're gonna tear this mother up and you guys better come out and eat and this and that, dude, you gotta hold strong. And that's what they did. And then eventually they go and pull out the shot callers and talk to them and have them, say, hey, we're gonna give you guys this and that. If you guys come out, we're gonna change this. What do you want? Yeah, they go and deal with the inmates. They get one from every particular, every race that's, somebody that represents or representative from that particular demographic or clique, and that person says, hey, it's cool to come out. And that's how that shit works, man. But it's horrible, man. This shit is up in there, man. It's like I said, I'm trying to put the word out so people can avoid these situations and make better choices. And Fresh Out's all about trying to clean up the system, man. And yeah, Rikers Island, man, I hope everything works out for you guys over there. But a lot of these places, man, they do need to be shut down, and they need to clean up this shit, man. Big Herc 916, Prison Talk. I'm Big Herc, and I have over a decade of experience in the prison system. Yeah, I've done a lot of time, made a lot of stupid mistakes, but that's why I'm here with you today educating you on the Mastermind program by Fresh Out. See, they don't give you a manual when you go to jail on how to survive. They don't tell you how to go take a shower, where to sit at when you go to chow, what to do when you have mail call, how to handle your commissary. See, we cover that and a multitude of other topics that are very important, because if you do the wrong thing, you can get your damn wig split. We have over 100 million views as of date on our YouTube channel, but we've put and condensed all this knowledge into this Mastermind program so that you can provide your client with a winning chance. Do yourself a favor and your client a favor and sign them up for our program so they don't have to get their wig split and they can make it out alive.